Good morning. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. My name is Auntie Sana and I am your storyteller. So today I am going to tell you all a new story. The story I am going to tell today is Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, Little Red Riding Hood lived in a small house near the forest. One day her mother said, "Little Red Riding Hood, I just made these cookies for your grandmother who has a cold. Will you take them to her? Go straight there and don't talk to any strangers." "I won't, Mommy, I promise." She skipped out of the door and into the forest. Little Red Riding Hood walked along when suddenly she heard rustling behind her. A little girl said a sound right below her. "What are you doing here?" Little Red Riding Hood turned to see. A wolf! "I am going to grandmother's house." "Maybe you should go and pick some flowers for your grandmother." "Okay," said Little Red Riding Hood. So she started to pick some flowers for her grandmother. The wolf ran away. He had a plan. He soon arrived at grandmother's house and knocked at the door. "Hello, who is it?" "Little Red Riding Hood," said a voice. "Come on in, dear." But when Granny saw, she realized, "You're not Little Red Riding Hood." But she was too late. The wolf gobbled her up. The wolf was going to pretend to be grandmother, so he put on grandmother's cap and grandmother's clothes, and he decided to lay in the bed and wait for Little Red Riding Hood. Soon Little Red Riding Hood got to grandmother's house. "Come in, dear," said the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood walked slowly over to grandmother. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have! All the better to see you with." And grandmother, what big ears you have! All the better to hear you with." And grandmother, what big teeth you have! All the better to eat you, my dear." Little Red Riding Hood soon realized that wasn't her grandmother. That was the big bad wolf. "Oh no!" And then Little Red Riding Hood ran and she ran and she ran and ran and ran. And outside, a woodcutter heard her cry and he said, "I will save you." And he grabbed the wolf and he squeezed and squeezed and squeezed until, the wolf spit Granny out. "Oh, grandmother, I'm so sorry I did not listen to you. I should never stop and talk to any stranger." "That's okay, dear," said grandmother, "as long as you've learned your lesson." So Little Red, the woodcutter, and grandmother all sat down to enjoy their cookies, and that was the end of the story. I hope you liked it. So now it's question answer time. Where was Little Red Riding Hood going? She was going to grandmother's house. Is wolf a wild animal or pet animal? Wolf is a wild animal. Who saved Little Red Riding Hood from the wolf? The woodcutter saved Little Red Riding Hood from the wolf. That's all for today. See you until next time. Goodbye.